I found a simple system to create good hook every time on my videos. Here I spend hundreds of hours trying to understand the best YouTubers, how they make videos that people want to watch. And what I found is a very simple system that anyone can use. So in this video we are going to see what are the elements that make a great hook and how we can put everything together into a simple framework that we can use in all of our videos. But for those of you who don't really know what a hook is or are not really sure, let me explain. See, the era of clickbait have made us kind of very careful as consumer of the YouTube platform. We know everyone is using it, yet we still have hope that they are not actually. When we see a title that look appealing, a good thumbnail, we still have imagine that the content inside is great. We still have hope that we are going to find a good video and that they not under-deliver and that we are going to get value out of it. So mainly, the key thing to understand about hooks is that at the beginning of a video, people have not decided yet if they are going to watch or not. And the key here with the hook is to give them a reason to watch, to make them take the decision to watch. People don't have a short attention span. It's just that they are much more careful into what they are spending their time on and are quick to take the decision to jump into the next video. And so your job when you're getting started, when you're starting your video, is actually to help them take the decision to watch. See, because if you start your video like this, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. So I'm really happy you are here. Let's get to it. But first of all, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything we do. You see the problem with that? Mainly, you don't have give them any reason whatsoever that they should continue to watch. And even that is not the worst because you don't have give them a reason not to watch because you are not clear about what the video is going to be. So that's bad, but that's not the worst. The worst is actually you are trying to get into the explanation, you're trying to get into trying to explain what you're going to do, but yet you're doing it in a confusing way and people don't really know what you're talking about, and this is not really aligned with the packaging of the video. And that's the main key. The packaging, the title and thumbnail is about presenting the desired outcome, the reason why they might want to watch. And the key here is actually to align the beginning of the video with the packaging. And the hook is actually the opening line of your script. Watch the first few words you are going to say, the first sentence you are going to say. This is what a good hook is. So you have your package and thumbnail, and then right after they click, you are going to speak, you are going to say some stuff, and this is what a hook is. This is just the opening statement. So let's keep that in mind, because this is the most important part of the video. Because if this opening statement of your video is not good enough, is not strong enough to help them take the decision to watch, then they will drop off. This is about confirming to the people that have clicked on your videos that what the thing they are going to watch is actually what they are going to get. Now that we get that out of the way, we understand what a hook is. This is the opening statement. Now this is about, okay, now how do I create a good hook? See, there is mainly three elements to keep in mind when creating a hook. First, and this is the most important, the hook is here to transition people from the title and thumbnail toward your videos. You need to have a congruency between the title and thumbnail and the hook. Those two need to be linked very strongly. So when you're actually creating your script, one of the key elements that a lot of people are talking about, you need to think about your title and thumbnail before making the script. Yeah, well, yes, and this is true, and this is why. Because when you start your script, you want to be aligned with what people have watched. As if you have made your video already, this is a little bit more tricky because you have less room to make the title and thumbnail if you already have set the stage with your video. We need to understand that the packaging is about the desired outcome and who we are talking to, so your target audience. So when you're building your title, thumbnail, and the hook, generally speaking, you want to do them at the same time, so it's coherent. This is about keeping in mind, okay, what is the desired outcome people want to achieve after watching this video, and who am I talking to with the target audience, with the avatar. So those are the key elements that you need to have clear in mind. Then this is the how. How do you deliver the hook? There is two elements to that. The first one is the one that most people think about it, which is the verbal one, what you speak, the word you say. That's one part. The second one is the visuals, and this one is, people don't really think about it, but that's absolutely not that complex. See, this is just about, again, having a coherence between your thumbnail and the opening frame, the video when it begins, with the hook. The idea is simple. That's why in previous video we talked about having a very simple title and thumbnail, where you are just taking picture. After your video, you're taking a few pictures for your hook, doing some silly faces or whatever, but mainly with the environment of which your video is going to be. That way, when people click, they are not surprised of what they are seeing. And so there is those two aspects, the verbal aspect and the visual aspect. And also there is another point with the visual aspect, which is a bit about subtitle. This one, you don't have to do it, but it's better. With the autoplay of YouTube, sometimes this happens that the video starts, and so you're starting your hook while the sound is off. And so you want a way for people to be able to know what you say without having to hear what you say. That's why subtitle in the video in general, you don't really have to use it, but in the hook, it's almost have to do it. I guess you get the point. Verbal, visual, two elements. Then this is about what type of hook, because there is multiple. Mainly what I have in mind, there is 5 types of hook. I'm going to give you them from, I believe, the simplest to the most complex. But if you can nail the most complex, this might be the one that give you the most reward. But when you are beginning, I say start with the most simple. Mainly just a statement, having some facts that relate to the topic of the video, that make it clear that this video, what they have clicked on, this is what they are going to watch. Or second, a question, same, a line with the packaging. For the question hook, to find them, the very simple idea is when you are watching your title and thumbnail that you've created, what are the questions that you think the viewer might have when they are seeing that? And those questions might be just the way you could start your video. They are going to see, oh yes, this is exactly what I had in mind when I clicked with that video. This question exactly. See where I'm going with it? Then you can do some gamified or meme, or using some memes. Make it clear the subject is what they are talking about, but doing it in a way that is a little bit fun and entertaining or ironic to make your point of what the issue is and or what the dream outcome is going to be. You can be very creative with that one. Then you have metaphors. I think it's a little bit like this. And as I said, we are stepping up on more and more complex stuff. So the last two, which are metaphors and stories, are the most complex. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, those two, I don't really master it. In the next video, I'm going to explain in a few next video how you can introduce metaphors and so on. But the issue that I find with those two is sometimes talking about metaphor and story take a little bit of time to set up the stage, to make people interested in the story. And the issue with the hook is you need to be really quick. Straight to the point, no fluff, just go for it to make people understand in just 5 to 10 words what this video is about, and that what they have clicked on is what they're going to get. And that's the issue I have with metaphor and stories. There is people that are actually are able to do it, but that's very complex. So just keep that in mind. You can try it if you're comfortable with it, but personally I have some difficulties with that. So all of that is great, but that's a lot of information, and that's quite difficult to know where to start. That can be very overwhelming. So that's why I took so long to make that video, because I really wanted to find a simple system that when you're getting started, you can just do it. and without really thinking that much about it. For the visual part, as I said, simple. For the thumbnail, this is a photo of you like you can see on my channel. I'm just taking a picture at each end of my video like this, and I put my text right there. So this is coherent with what people are going to see in the video. On point. Then you can add, and I don't know if I did it on this video, if I was too busy to do it, but the subtitles, the caption of the hook in order for people to read. So that's the baseline, very simple stuff to do. Then this is about the verbal part, and this is where it's tricky because you have your title, okay, that the people are reading that. You have the text also that you're putting on the thumbnail. So how do you connect those two together with the hook? My idea is very simple. Start with the hook before the title. Try to do it in a way that the first part of the hook is going to be your title. That way, the first word of your videos are going to be the title. You cannot go wrong with that. You cannot be more in line with what the title is. If the first few words you are saying are the title, then you are in line. That's the simple system, the simplest system I have come up with. That's simple, but that's not easy, because then you have to think about, okay, there is a lot of creative aspect in thinking about, okay, how can I turn my hook so the first part of the hook is actually my title. I tried to do it for this video where I said, I found a simple system, and I found the simple system was my title, is my title for this video. And then I move on with the rest of my hooks. So that's not easy, but at least you are sure that your hook is coherent, that everything is respected in order to do to make sure people are actually listening and that they are getting the value they are expecting from your video. Yeah, so I think that's it for today. What's coming next is, now that we have done the hook, we are going to talk about the intro, what comes just after the first sentence of your video. And yeah, I think that's it for today. So thanks you for watching, and move on to the next video.